All right, so now that you've rinsed down or your whole side with SH, depending on how dirty the house is and how quick algae and dirt is dripping off of the house, you can base how long you're gonna wait before you rinse it down with water. This house is on an annual wash, so there's not a lot of algae built up. So we would be able to go into our rinse right away. What I like to do if there is a little bit more algae that's taking some time to really melt off is just go back to my fan tip and make sure that all this grass is staying wet down and not getting damaged by that chemical. You can also see the choice of location where I put my soft wash gun as I'm rinsing. You will get a little bit of chemical that leaks out of there, so I'm gonna put it on concrete or on rocks versus setting it in the grass where it could damage the lawn. Same with mulch. Mulch is going to be very, very easy to stain with our chemical if we don't rinse it down first. Make sure all that's good. Now that this chemical is soaked in, I'm gonna go through, again, I'm gonna work in a slow, even motion, and I'm gonna rinse down all of the SH. The rinse is an extremely important part of the wash, and this is where you're gonna take your most time to make sure that all of the chemical is completely rinsed off of the home and that it is all rinsed out of the lawn and that we don't have a bunch of chemical built up in the lawn. So again, work in slow, even patterns and rinse all of that off. Once I get down to about that height, I'm gonna switch to my fan tip. It's hard to see with the white siding, but a lot of times you'll see bubbles actually coming off. I'm gonna try to get in all these corners of the siding, remove all that. I'm gonna have you come closer and show a piece of the siding here. This siding, we would actually want to wash from the right side. You can see that all the siding openings are this way. So if we washed the siding shooting in this direction, it would go over and it wouldn't go behind the siding. We ended up needing to wash it from left to right just because of how tight this little area is here with the fence. But typically we'd want to wash something like this from the opposite side of wherever the siding is facing like that. You can see all the siding is put in the same direction there. That will make sure that we don't get water dripping out. What you see happen a lot if you get a lot of water caught behind the siding is just some dirty water droplets come through at the end of the wash. So that's why I'm trying to be really careful around those specific areas, even though it's hard to tell in the video. I'm gonna go over here, and I can actually use this fan tip for pretty much this entire height here. Really want to make sure we rinse windows. We don't want windows getting wet with that chemical, so we're just gonna rinse them slowly. Rinse the whole downspout. So now that this has all been rinsed, we're just gonna go through one more time and make sure we rinse out all of the grass here. All right, all of the chemicals should be saturated and should not be effective in killing the grass. So yeah, that is how you effectively wash one section of a house. I stopped right at the edge of that window. So then I would pull my hoses over and I would start right on the other edge of that window and keep working my way that way around the house.